Alright, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the North Coast Brewing Company, and they're headquartered in Fort Bragg, California, and this is their Old Stock Ale, the 2025 vintage. So this is an old ale that comes in at 11.1% alcohol by volume, 34 IBUs at the time of review. This bottle is just under 5 months old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Billy, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way, and he sent me an entire box full of North Coast goodness. And this is the final beer that I'm reviewing from said box. And furthermore, today is October 1st of 2025, and it is Billy's birthday, so happy birthday, Billy. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. He said for his birthday, could I review this one? And I thought it's the least I could do. Billy has been supporting the channel over the past couple years with awesome beer mails and pretty much daily comments, so I appreciate all the support, Billy, the beer mails, everything. Not only does he support my channel, but he supports the FLX boys, Dan and Mike, Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews, the Nerd Sense guys, Sean and Mike. Just a great guy. And he loves sharing beers and talking beer. And yeah, hopefully you're having a fantastic birthday. And hopefully this is a decent enough present. Like, you asked me to do this for your birthday, and it's the least I could do. It's the least I could do, Billy. So I hope that this review is decent enough. We'll see. But I also want to congratulate Billy because recently I posted a vlog channel update. And in that, I mentioned that I lost almost 25 pounds in the last 6 months. Well, Billy has definitely lost quite a bit more than I have. He said in a little over a year, he has lost 105 pounds, which is insane. So not only is Billy's birthday today, and wishing him a happy birthday, but I also got to congratulate him on such a huge number. Like, that is insane to lose that much weight in just over a year. So Billy, I hope everything is going well. And everybody, if you could just, in the comment section, wish Billy a happy birthday for myself, him, but also supporting the channel, which is just awesome. So thank you very much, Billy. Hopefully I enjoy this one as much as I've had in the past. So full disclosure, I've had this one before, not this specific vintage, but I've had prior vintages of this, many of them. I've also had prior vintages of the barrel-aged version, and I love this beer. However, just under 5 months old. I prefer this with a couple years of age on it. So we'll see what the 2025 vintage has to offer. Do they have a spiel here on the bottle? No, they don't. But it's an old ale. It's a, almost barley wine-esque. Some folks will refer to it as a stock ale, which is why they say old stock ale. But it's kind of in that realm of a big malty beer that can age for many, many years. And what the hell? I'm trying to put the cap down. It's like stuck to my finger. Anyway, let's give it a pour here. So yeah, this was, of the beers Billy sent my way, this is the one I had my eye on, but I'm like, I want to kind of wait to review it. Maybe not for a special occasion or a special moment, but just like, I'll probably be the last one I review. And then Billy was like, man, I would love to see you review that for my birthday. And I was like, that's perfect. That's kind of what I was thinking, not specifically his birthday, because I didn't know exactly what his birthday was or anything, but just like a special occasion. And his birthday definitely plays a role. So anyway, what does this look like? Well, it looks like, an old ale. It looks like a barley wine. It looks more like barley wine than anything. There's not as many old ales out there, but yeah, it has this deep kind of like brown, mahogany, ruby red kind of color to it. I had about a finger, which is now a half finger of this, I would say more of like a light tan into khaki colored head. Pretty creamy looking. There's definitely alcohol legs. Let me see if I can swirl that up. 11.1%. See if you guys can see it on the camera. But yeah, definitely alcohol legs at the top. You can kind of see. Anyway, let's get a nose. Oh, Jesus Christ. This beer is so good. So when it comes to barley wines, specifically English barley wines and old ales and things of that nature, if you're not a malt fiend like myself, you're not going to like it. There's so many people that hate barley wines and old ales just because it's just like so malty and just over the top. And I can safely say that I'm not one of those persons because I love them. And I still, to this day, even with my palate changing and wanting like West Coast IPAs and more dry and bitter beers, I still love these for some reason. I swirled it up, spilled over the side, I'm cheating. It happens. To me, this is just like, shout out to the aforementioned FLX boys, and more specifically Mike. We reviewed a beer that was an Imperial Stout aged in bourbon and grape brandy barrels from Big Ditch. And he said boozy Tootsie Pop. And that's kind of what this smells like. It's huge. And I mean huge caramel and toffee. Absolutely huge. A little bit of butterscotch, molasses. Dare I say blackstrap molasses? Maybe. Vanilla. But then there's just big, dried kind of dark fruit aroma to me. Like it's raisins. You say like raisinets. There's a little bit of like a chocolate, like a light chocolate kind of nose. Sugar babies, sugar daddies. Werther's Original. And the reason why I'm mentioning those candies is something that I think a lot of people can relate to with those candies and understand where I'm coming from. It's like very big on the caramelized sugar, a touch of brown sugar, big breadiness, you know, like a dark brown bread. There's this earthy hop character that's a little bit more prevalent because it is relatively fresh in comparison to what I usually drink this beer. So just under 5 months old, if you're drinking an IPA, you're like, well, that's aged and probably not relatively close to being fresh. This is kind of fresh, so. For me, it's a big, sweet, dark cherry. Maybe even a little bit of like a tart cherry, like a Montmorency cherry. Fucking awesome. And this is out of my darker beer fridge at 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Very malty though. It's just it's all the malt goodness with like that earthy hop character, but the malt is really leading the way. It smells fucking awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers everybody. Thanks again, Billy. Congratulations on the weight loss and happy birthday, buddy. Hopefully this review brings you some joy on your birthday. Cheers, buddy. So fucking good. Red licorice. Red vines. Not straight Twizzlers, but like a more like artisan red licorice. I'd say red vines is like I guess the ones you like rip apart from like the big cluster. Bodies is a little bit thinner than anticipated. It's like higher side of medium, lower side of full. 11.1%, bit thin. But I like that. And I say that a lot because it's true. If I get a big beer that has a little bit of a lighter body, as long as it's not thin and watery, which this is not clearly anywhere in that realm, I gravitate towards it because it enjoys it. The drinkability is kind of raised another level. And that's what I like about this. So while it's thin, technically speaking for 11.1% Old Ale, it's right in my wheelhouse. The mouthfeel, I've never thought this was like a super soft, smooth, and creamy beer or anything. It has a nice carbonation, approaching moderate. A decent crispness. Smooth on the second half of the palate. Touch of creaminess. Body's better than the mouthfeel. But both would be maybe underwhelming for some, but I'm all right with it. The taste, it's the nose carried over. To me, this is like, again, aforementioned Mike saying boozy Tootsie Pop. Sure. It has this red licorice, red fruit, even like a red apple, like a sweeter red apple. Like a I'm trying to think Macintosh. What was the other red apple that I had that was just fucking like a Honey Crisp, something like that, just like a sweet red apple. Red fruits in general, so like sweeter red berries. Again, red licorice for sure. But then it intertwines with the caramel, the toffee, the butterscotch, molasses, deeper dark brown bread, even maybe a touch of honey that I didn't even mention in the nose. I will say, this is scary drinkable because as you can see, I've drank at least a third of this already, close to a half. And I just want to go back for more because it's so complex and there's layers to it that for me, it's like, well, what am I tasting here? What am I tasting there? Like, what's going on, right? And as I'm just taking down sips and taking it down, it's like, yes, there's a nice warming in my chest at 11.1. Nothing on the palate. It's almost like, to go back to the boozy Tootsie Pop kind of note, it's kind of like you could take any kind of like red fruit and then wrap it in caramel, toffee, brown sugar, and present it as a candy. Like it's almost like if you took a sugar daddy or a sugar baby and then took whatever that is specifically and just like took like a raspberry and just covered it like a like a caramel / toffee covered raspberry or something. It's just, it's so delectable. It has a beautiful, like, rich, decadent vibe to it. But here's the thing. While this is rich and decadent, it's not cloying. Why? On the finish, there's this nice drying, kind of earthy hop character. This is firmly dry with a very mild bitterness, but the dryness really is the hero of this beer. Shout out to the aforementioned Kyle over at No Beer Reviews. It really brings everything together and stops us from getting to that cloying level and getting to the point where it's like, I need to share this bottle with at least one other person, if not two. That is not a necessity for this beer, at least from what I've had. So, definitely boozy, 11.1%. Again, warming in the chest. No real restriction on the palate, but definitely, I would guess at least 10%, maybe 10.5. I wouldn't say 11.1. So it doesn't hide it extremely well, kind of in the realm, but like, again, boozy Tootsie Pop, boozy, Werther's Original, boozy, Sugar Daddy, Sugar Babies. It has a confectionery sweetness that is more caramelized than anything else, but it just works extremely well. Like, there's not much more to say about it from that aspect. It's just, I don't remember being this good fresh. It might be fresh, just under 5 months old. One more sip, a lock and a rating. But as you can tell, this is fucking delicious. And there's nothing else I can say other than this is a fantastic beer. Depending on the age of it, the vintage, whether or not you're getting a barrel-aged version or not, they're delicious to varying degrees and varying levels. I love it. I always love this one. Not an everyday drinking beer, but this is like one of those beers that, like, if I had a 4-pack of this, I'd be drinking like one per, like I drink one, then I maybe wait 6 months, then maybe wait like a year or two, and then wait like 5 years. It's one of these beers where age is going to do it justice, but also fresh is still going to be really good. So what do we do rating wise on the Old Stock Ale, the 2025 vintage from North Coast? Well, I think simply put, as far as ratings go and whatnot, throw this up to the front. We'll throw this in here and go high 4.5, I'll go 4.55. It's an awesome beer. Not that I didn't think it was going to be, but with the fresh offerings from these, I haven't always been impressed to this degree in the past, but gotta call a spade a spade, and this is fucking awesome. It really is. It's just awesome. So thank you very much, Billy. So you're enjoying your birthday, Billy, today. You lost 105 pounds. I'm having a great day as well. Price point availability. I checked their website. I think it was $14.99 a 4-pack. I think these are 4-packs. So you're talking still under $4 a bottle. But in my neck of the woods, I think like it's more like $18 to $20. I would pay upwards of $6 for a bottle of the base. If you're talking about the barrel-aged version that comes in like the 500 milliliter bottles, I would pay $1 an ounce. So, $16 to $17 for that. This is awesome. If you can find a 4-pack of this for sub $20, I can't recommend it enough. We do see this occasionally here in the Buffalo, New York area, sometimes the barrel-aged version, but I'll be honest with you, North Coast distribution here in Buffalo, New York has dried up over the years, and we definitely do not see a lot of their beers. But when we do see them, it's usually this and maybe the barrel-aged offering, Old Rasputin, the barrel-aged offering, and a couple, other like year-round beers, maybe some seasonals, but awesome that Billy was able to send this one my way. And availability, I don't know. I think North Coast has a beer finder, so check them out. Like I said, Buffalo, New York area, you can find this occasionally. Definitely not something you can easily grab. I know Billy goes to the brewery once in a while. So if you're in California, you can get this beer and you haven't had it and you love malt-driven beers, check this one out. If you haven't had this in a long time and you want to revisit it, check it out. If you want to take on the barrel-aged version, if you see it, check it out. There was one year that, now it wasn't the barrel-aged version of this, it was the barrel-aged version of Old Rasputin was actually infected. But outside of that, North Coast always brings the quality, and it's just a great beer. So I've run out of things to say other than this is delicious, a 4.55 out of 5, a rich, malty, just delicious, like absolutely fantastic beer. This is so tasty. But if you don't like malt-driven beers, then you're not going to buy this one. But if you do, and you've never had this one before, you owe it to yourself to pick this one up and give it a go. And that's all I got for you. So like I said, this is the final beer from the North Coast box that Billy sent my way that I'm reviewing. And definitely went out with a bang. And once again, happy birthday, Billy. Hope it's a great birthday. Awesome that you've lost that much weight as well. So hopefully you're not only healthier, but enjoying your birthday. And maybe you're drinking this one. It'd be awesome if you had a bottle of this and you were drinking along with my review, just to say, hey man, I'm drinking it with you and I agree with you, because I'm reviewing this one like a week and a half before I'm going to post it. So when I say it's just over 5 months old, I'm reviewing this one on September 25th. So just under 5 months old, but that is the official date I'm reviewing this one on. So anyway, I appreciate it. If you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. And I appreciate each and every one of you stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol, especially Billy. Billy, I know you're going to comment. I know you're going to watch this, but like I said, bust one of these out if you haven't. Drink it. Drink along with my review. See what you taste. See if it's any different. Might not be. I also didn't mention, one thing I want to mention here, as my camera says it has less than 5%. I should do a better job charging my camera, but it is what it is. Do you know how they have like cherry cordials or like chocolate covered cherries? Picture that, but instead of chocolate, it's caramel, toffee, butterscotch, some kind of like caramelized sugar. That's what I'm getting in this. And I love it. I love chocolate covered cherries, but like if there's like a caramel covered cherry, all in. All bets are off. And I'm taking it to the don't be's. Anyway, I'm shutting this one down. Appreciate it. To the next one. Cheers.